Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the CrossPlay podcast. And as always, I'm here with John and I'm here with Komen. This is going to be episode 4, and it's going to be an interesting one because we're going to be talking about. There's been a lot of football actually across the previous week and over the weekend. So we saw a number of Champions League games during the week. Then we had a blockbuster weekend, literally. So we're going to be taking you through our thoughts on all the football that happened, at least the games we're going to be covering, and just, having a chat about our thoughts on the games. So sit back, relax, and just, enjoy the ride. So I'll go to John first. John, how you doing? How was the week? And how was the weekend?
Weekend fast. I think it went by very quick. I saw that you were outside. You were doing a celebrity chef tasting. I saw your video, so it was interesting. So I was on social media a lot. What else? Watch football, work, rinse and repeat.
Okay. So in your view, what was the most exciting game for you that we're going to discuss today?
In my view, is the Chelsea Arsenal game, because it was the game I was looking forward to. English clubs that are causing problem in Europe, seeing Arsenal dismantle Bayern, Chelsea have dismantled PSG. So I wanted to see what they can do. And it was a good watch. A match that the two teams, they don't agree for each other. That's the game.
Interesting. Kume, how about you?
So yeah, it's the same game actually, Arsenal Chelsea. But yeah, there's been a lot of football happening over the past few days, and very good games as well. It's not just like orange matches. Over the weekend, PSG lost to Monaco. I think it's the after effects of the Champions League, all the games they've had to play recently as well. So it's taking a toll on the players now, as you can see in the way that they're playing, and some of the lineups that you're seeing in some of the games as well. So yeah, it was just been football, mostly football. I watched lots of games, and I played football as well this weekend. So that was it really. So yeah, I'm looking forward to discussing all the games, but yeah, focusing mainly on the Arsenal Chelsea one from yesterday.
Okay. So I think the best place to start would be the Arsenal Chelsea game. So let's just go into that game. So I think I agree with you guys that was like the although I would have said.
How are you now? You too. How was your weekend?
Me?
Tell us now.
Thank you for asking. I thought you were not going to ask. My weekend was fine. Thank you. It was eventful, but it was okay. It was tiring as well.
Tell us
so
about
I
the
had to
celebrity chef that you went to go and be eating there.
Okay, no, it's not a celebrity chef. It's just like a steakhouse that we went to eat. The video was just one of the chefs came out to cut the meat before we ate it. That's it.
The guy can't feed you now. He feed broke men.
That was not the intention. Trust me, that was not the intention. But you have to maintain composure in those situations.
And they do so today.
I'm more tired, but anywho. But yeah, so I had to watch the second half of the Chelsea game in the car. I missed most of it because the car I was in, the person driving was listening to the game over the radio, and the radio was faster than my stream. So it was very frustrating. So when they would say, "Oh, somebody missed a header," I think towards the end of the game, there was a header that Timber missed. Yeah, I was watching the game. I was like, "Okay, this vocal still scored there." On the radio, I already heard that somebody missed a header. I just thought it was like, the person that drove it was an Arsenal fan as well. And it was an interesting trip. But I missed most of the second half, to be honest. But I think we'll get into the game. Yeah, so that's it for my weekend. Itching to get into the conversation for today. So
okay.
To get some hot takes from John today as usual. Yeah, okay, so straight into the game, straight into the Chelsea Arsenal game at Stamford Bridge. I think we'll do, just because both teams had really big Champions League games during the week. So I think we can just discuss, everything, their performances in the Champions League and, how that affected the Premier League game that we saw on Sunday. Because I do think those games had and impact on the games on Sunday. Game on Sunday. I think let's start with Kume. Yeah. So first of all, give us your thoughts on Arsenal and Chelsea's performances in the Champions League, and your general thoughts on the game on Sunday.
Well, I'm just going to the game on Sunday because that's the one that's fresh in my memory. And what happened on the midweek is, it's already water under the bridge. But the way they lined up, or the way the game panned out, you could see that Arsenal, especially where it looked like they were a bit more tired, just had a bit more energy about them, especially the midfielders. Caicedo had a bit too much energy, and then he lost his head, that tackle on Merino. But just to put that into context, so Arsenal had played Spurs, Bayern, and then Chelsea in the space of about 7 days. And all those games are all big games. So you couldn't really rotate. I don't think there's, as a manager, it's difficult to rotate on those sort of games because you want to put your best foot forward in Champions League so you can, top the group or get the best position possible so that, you have the advantage in the draws for the knockout rounds. Also, it was Bayern Munich at the Emirates, so it's a big game, so you're not going to rotate for that. And then before that, there was obviously this was not London Derby. You're not going to rotate for that one either. And so yeah, when the game started, you could tell that one team had a bit more energy. It felt like, I wouldn't say quality wise. I've seen some some people online say, "Oh, Chelsea looks better than Arsenal." Yes, in terms of the energy they were exuding, it's not like they were creating a lot of chances or they were beating Arsenal players left, right, and center. And it was just a bit more energy about the way they were going around about their performance. People like Chris James, Timber, as not Timber, his name, Kaido, Kukurea, they were hounding all the players. As well, it wasn't just three of them, but everybody else as well. The fans were also up for it too. And in contrast, Chelsea had, for the run-up to their game yesterday, they had played Burnley where they had a chance to rotate. I don't think Caicedo even went to that trip to Burnley along with the team. And that's where I mentioned Andre Santos' performance. He played very well. That 2-0 win away at Burnley. And then obviously they had Barcelona in midweek on Tuesday. And that was a 3-0. And then Barca had a red card as well. So they had a very nice time out against Barcelona. The game was over and done with, by I would say halftime. Because before then, the red card had already happened. They were already, I think, is it 1 goal or 2 goals? I can't remember anymore. But yeah, they finished 3-0, and then that energy carried on to this game yesterday. So it wasn't more of a tactical battle. I wouldn't say it wasn't more of clinical chances or chances generated on people not being clinical with the chances. It was just a case of who's going to prove to their fans that they have more energy. It just felt like a fight. It was a battle. And then, like I said, Caicedo, in his spirit of battle, he lost his head and shot Chelsea in the foot with that red card. So from that point on, yeah, Arsenal had the man advantage, but they also had so many yellow cards in that game. Califury went off at halftime, and Luis Kelly came on after halftime. Edwin into the second half, he got booked as well. And then as soon as the second half started, it looked like, okay, what's the plan? How are we going to break down this 10-man Chelsea team? And then they got that goal from the corner kick. So it was a different sort of game. And then, like I said, you could tell that, the boys, Arsenal players, they were just, they were not playing the way they can play. As far as I'm concerned, it's because of the fact that they've had to play that many intense games in the lead up to that one. Saka, Kukurea thought he had done a good job on him, at least up until that point in the game, but he was the one that Saka lost and then fed that ball in for Merino to, equalize the game. Merino has also been coming up. He's the one I would say played very well for us. So his levels didn't drop, but you can tell because he's not the sort of player that doesn't really, expend energy. He just plays his game. It doesn't matter what's happening all around him. Sometimes it's even annoying to see, everybody's like, hustling and he's just, relaxed. But that helps him because his performance level doesn't drop. He gives you a steady, I would say 7.5 every game, depending on where you play. If you play in center forward position and he gives you crosses, he's bound to put one in for you. And that's what happened. I think that wasn't even a clear chance, it was a half chance, and he put it in for us. I don't think in that game had any clear chances. And then right at the end of the game, there was the chance that Timber tried to head that I spoke about, tried to get his head on it. Gyökeres was behind him, and it seemed like if he had left that one for Gyökeres would have probably scored. But I looked at the replays, and it didn't seem like Gyökeres was going to get on the end of it anyway. And I still feel like 1-1 at Stamford Bridge is not it's not a bad result. Chelsea fans have been very happy about the result. They were like, oh, I think it's because they felt like Arsenal was supposed to beat them, and they were confident we were not going to beat them. But then I still feel like it was a missed opportunity for them because they are the ones behind in the table. They're at home, and if not for Caicedo's record, it's possible the way they were playing, the energy that they had, the fans carrying them as well, that they might have won that game. But we won't know. We can't know anymore because that didn't happen. So in an Arsenal context, I would say 1 point away from home to Chelsea is not bad because they didn't get anything on you. And then even though you played against 10 men, it feels like it's disappointing not to get the 3 points. Yes, but all right, but the players were not up for it. They were mostly tired, and you had people coming back from injury as well. So it wasn't just it. You could tell. And I before I round up, just a shout out to Rich James because he was immense in that midfield. He played very well. They were before the game started. They were like all these sort of matchups and arguments from the opposing sets of fans. What's his name? Caicedo versus Rice. Caicedo took himself out of that equation completely, and then James versus Timber in the title of who's the best right back. Timber played right back quite alright, but James was in midfield and he played very well, even with a man less. It didn't seem like that for him. He was busy tackling, winning the ball, spreading passes. He was, an all-out display, and I think he got man of the match as well at the end of it, and that was fully deserved. If they had lost the game, they would have felt really, really bad. Even though they were down to 10 men. So, but yeah, it was a good game to watch in the sense that it was a battle, but it was not a game of quality or any sort of entertainment. You say the entertainment factor on value was just in the fact that both teams were giving as much as they could. But yeah, that was it for me, really.
All right, so for me, there was a bit of tactical nuance to the game, but the whole drama from their aggression overshadowed a lot of it. If you watch how Arsenal set up to take their set pieces, Maresca tried to do something to counter it. You will see where he told the defenders to vacate the box a bit. So there were not a lot of Chelsea players in the 6 yard box. I don't know how that system will work, but his own thinking, maybe he was thinking that if there are less people there will be less chaos around the keeper and all those kind of pushing. So he did that like twice on 2 different set pieces there. I saw that. Say okay, so it was still showing his tactical ingenuity because I know Maresca, at least he gets more sense, and I enjoy that part. But the way they just fight, it will look like things are not making the game looking brilliant. But it was still a very good game from my own angle. And talking about the red card, I felt like Arsenal would have taken the game to them even before the red card. I know because there was a time I posted on the group chat. I was saying that when you were talking about the defenders not being available, Saliba, I don't know, Kobe, if you remember, I said Arsenal needed to do more attacking. They were not disturbing Chelsea enough attacking wise, so that's why it felt like they had to do a lot of defending because Chelsea was like putting them under pressure, but they needed to return.
Yeah, they were suffering under pressure.
Yes, they needed to return this thing, but in the game, sort of Chelsea didn't allow it. So it's not just a fact of Arsenal did not. Chelsea did not allow it. So it was a very nice game for me to watch. And let me not say too much on the game because Come eventually touched on the game. So if you did not watch the match, watch this episode. Listen to Come.
Highlights.
Match.
Come's highlights.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
alright,
that's
so quickly, mine. So just to pick up on the points that you made, I think Arsenal not having Gabriel and Saliba in the game, so it did not just affect the defense; it also affected the build up from the back. So it also affected the attack, if you ask me. And so not just on set pieces, you know that both of them will give you they have that presence and they have the know-how because they've been doing it, and they have that partnership as well. Not to make any excuses, I think Mosquera and Nkapi are very good players, but just that partnership that both Saliba and Gabriel have with the players in front of them and with themselves as well, and with the fullbacks, I think it was missed. I think that's why the attack suffered because Saliba is very comfortable on the ball and he
Yes,
drives forward. Mosquera
I,
was
I
mostly
agree
playing very,
with
very
you.
safe passes.
But
So
in my own opinion, subjective, before the match starts, I saw those defenders, I saw the lineup. I felt like Arsenal still had the better players on that day. Like if I was to pick that squad man for man, I would take Mosquera and Nkapi over Chaluba and whoever was the second person there. I don't think.
Fofana.
What do you say?
oh yeah,
But
I'm
yes,
not.
that's all well and good. But for like 3 years, over 3 years now, every Arsenal team that has come out to play in Premier League has always had either one of Saliba or Gabriel.
Yeah,
So this
yeah.
was the
So
first time both
they,
of them were
they,
not there.
they should be
And
aligned
then
with
if you
somebody
notice in the
or
game,
then attacking
Rice was the
somebody.
one dropping back. Rice was the one dropping back to, try and start to build up on the back, and he was the one organizing both of them as well. They played well, they were solid, but just in terms of
They were
building
they
up, they
were
don't.
defensively solid. Yes,
Yeah, they did.
defensively
In terms
solid.
of on the
But
ball, building up the play, they
yeah,
did not know what to do. They were just focused on their jobs defensively, which was fine. But then the attack suffered for it, build up suffered for it. But then that one was before the red card. After the red card, there's no excuse for that one again. It's just, I would say, fatigue. And the fact that they played so many, so many intense games. Saka and Cucurella, so he had played Jet Spence against the Spurs. That one was pushing him up and down. He played Bayern Munich in midweek. Lima chased him everywhere as well. Now he's been Cucurella the same thing. So these footballers, they have
No,
their
it was
mental
for
fortitude
both
is
teams.
very strong.
Cucurella too.
Yes, so.
He faced the what's the guy's name? Yama in the midweek too.
Oh,
That
Yama,
how
actually, yes. Because first off they were playing um what was it, 38 minutes or so. That's when that one got his own red card. So it was the same thing for them. We just flipped it round. So they were playing one man up for most of the game. And then Burnley, he played that. I think he played 90 against Burnley as well, the Cucurella. He was even the one that first
easier to defend, yeah.
went into the
Me, I
box
think
for their
it's easier
first
to
goal.
defend than attack. So attackers
Exactly.
will get fatigued more than defenders.
Yes, exactly. With a defender, you just have to, focus, keep your position, keep your shape,
depends on who you're up
chase.
against as a defender. But
Yeah.
okay.
And but yes, now that was but as what Cucurella was doing, I don't think he required any thoughts. He was just get tight on Saka, don't let him turn, don't let him. The same thing, the same
Okay.
blueprint he had for Yama. That was what
Yes,
he was
now
doing.
True.
it
So it's
was
not like he was doing
very
anything.
close
So,
marking.
let me ask you a question. Do you guys do you think Korea
It
had a
was not
good
just
game against
even
Saka?
Cucurella too. This guy was helping Neto.
No, but
Neto
like
was coming
just
back, doubling up.
Exactly. Yeah.
no, but looking at Korea's defending of Saka, do you think he had a good game?
Yeah, he did. He
Well,
had an okay game. He had an okay game.
I wouldn't say he had a good game, but it wasn't
I don't think
a
so.
bad game because Saka affected the game now. So yeah, he got the assist for Marino's goal, and Cucurella was on the yellow. So, uh, but still, even though he was on the yellow, he was still able to at least try and limit Saka's
Yeah,
movements on the
true,
ball.
true,
So
true,
it's not,
true,
it was
true.
not a. I would not say he had the best game against Saka, because
Oh
the
no,
guy
he did
still,
not. For
did
me,
something.
it was even. The battle was even.
Well, exactly. It was even.
So we can say Saka did not join Lamine in Kukureya's pockets. He escaped Kukureya's what's it called? The cage.
No, we can say
I
it
don't think he had a
now.
good game.
We can say it now because of it was 1-1. if it was not 1-1, now let's say Chelsea 1-1-0, they will say he was in the pocket, even though he was not there.
No, man, that's
So
the
that's why I'm
sentiment.
asking you guys. So I'm not even talking about like the end product or like the final results. It's just like looking at the game. Saka was taking him on. Do you think that he did well 1v1 against Saka? Because considering he was not even defend, he was just like, from what I saw, the bits of it, he kept on fouling him, right? He kept on fouling him, and I will compare it to Timber, right? So when we've seen Timber go up against like I don't want to start an argument, it's better Korea and Timber. That's not what I'm discussing. I have my opinion, but that's not what I'm discussing here. I'm just saying we've seen good defenders mark really good attackers without knocking them over, just like pure 1v1 defending, right? We've seen that happen. But this one, like, every time you're fouling him, you're kicking him from behind, you're pushing him, he's always getting, I don't know, I just didn't feel like he had a good game, right? But in the end, I think it comes down to how did he affect the game or not in the end, I guess. But I just didn't think I don't think he's sustainable.
That was
You get a card.
sustainable. It's sustainable. The way
Because it's not every game.
If you have a rubbish referee to be sustainable, but if you have a ref that has sense, you
no.
continue
So
bringing
it
somebody
won't be
down,
exactly like that
kicking him
every
and pulling
game
him.
because he's not facing a Saka or a Yamal every week.
That's why I said
You won't face a Saka level attacker every game. So
but it's sustainable.
no,
Fullbacks.
that's Kukureya's plan. For anybody, he feels like, this person is going to be a threat. That's when he does it. It's like, I will chase him everywhere. That's his own style of dealing with, those sort of wingers. Don't give them time to turn. Always stay on them. I think the same thing happened with Arsenal players against Kane now, like on Wednesday. So they were following him everywhere. Staying touch tight. They didn't allow him turn.
Yes,
Some people even had a yellow as well. So it's the same sort of, if that's what you have to do to stop the guy from shining, that's what you have to do.
Prime Dani Alves. When Dani Alves was defending right back, he was very rough, very aggressive when it comes to all those big games. He must collect yellow card. Very rough. Because he wants you to you should be uncomfortable for that match. You must not enjoy that.
Yes, he wants to feel him. He wants so that you know that he's there.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Just before we move on from the game, to all the Chelsea people that were texting me, don't worry, Estevao is going to cook. Who was it?
Calafiori.
Estevao is going to cook Calafiori. Maybe now you have seen what happens when you actually play a good defense.
No, he tried now.
I think Estevao had a few moments. I think just a few. But your goal is not to let them collect yellow card. You want to score. You want to assist. So it did not affect the game. All right. Contrary to what some Chelsea fans would have had me believe. Starboy Estevao, don't worry. The Estevao coming, unveiling.
He had one chance where he go fire the ball, go meet Jesus Christ.
Okay.
As we say.
So he had highlights. He had highlights. So.
The boy is coming up now. As for a 17-year-old, that sort of.
I like him.
It's not going to just come and boss all the games.
And he's very confident. Even the way he
has quality. It's not just decision making is also very good. Most of the time.
I think it's just technique that let him down on that shot because he could. It was anyway.
No, I not to say he get that technique yet. He needs to go and work on it.
That's what I'm saying. Technique let him down, but he
doesn't
did
have
everything right. But just the strike was okay. I think he had more than once. I think there was one that the ball somebody teed it up for.
Yeah, it was more than one. There was one that was a team shot. There was one that he skied
and shot.
Yes, and there was one that right blocked.
I'm happy he didn't score. If that guy has scored, I for no rest. The people that are talking to, they know themselves. But okay, go on. All right, so that was the game. Ended 1-1. I think, I don't know if it was a fair result. I like the 1-1 result because if you had asked me before the game, if the run of games, Spurs, Bayern, and Chelsea, would I take 2 wins and a draw? I would say yes. So, all things considered, I like the results. Moving on. So we can go to the Man City game. They played Leeds at the Etihad. Yes. Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on that game, John?
My thoughts were, it took me back to our previous discussion in one of our previous episodes, where we were talking about Pep and Man City as a team, as title contenders. So I didn't watch the game, but I was following it. I saw Man City was ahead 2-0. Then Leeds came back. For Leeds to equalize 2-0 is a shame, because Leeds is the team that is beating. Everybody is beating Leeds left, right, and center. Like, really, really, they have to wait till that minute to beat Leeds. I'm not saying that people are saying they are not title contenders. In fact, they are even saying there's only one person in the title race now. There's only Arsenal, because nobody is. But now like that is it they be. Now like that it they be. When you start changing week in, week out the title contenders, this is the kind of issue that you get. Man City, before the season started, nobody was looking at them like they were going to win the title this season. But as they climbed up the table and they were second at one point, they started saying their title contender. And how people that you would not reason before. The match, I was not impressed. I didn't watch it, but for those things to happen, those events that I saw, it was not a good enough performance at all. Because Leeds is a team that they should be beating with clean sheets. They should use them to train. Not Leeds that they use to train. Yes.
Exactly, because Foden scored in the first minute. And then in midweek they also rested like 10 players from their starting 11, which is
So
why they lost to Bayern Leverkusen 2-0.
exactly.
But they're still
So
going to have to struggle with Leeds at
rest
home.
strongly
So
now. But
yeah,
me, I still trust Pep. Maybe he's still doing experiments. I recently learned that I think he changed his backroom staff again. So like say the transition is a broad transition. So it's him that knows what he wants to achieve. So yeah, that's it for me for the City game.
So, just please remind me, when we were talking about the title contenders, did you include City? Just remind me.
yes. Well, for me, I did though, and they are still there now. You cannot discount City
No, so
ever.
me, I know. I remember what you
You
said.
know.
It's John.
Uh,
It's John that I'm asking, because so that we know where to carry the conversation to.
No,
Yeah.
so I remember what I said now. I said those big boys, we know the big boys, because at the beginning of the season, their goal is to win the title.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have that objective as a big club, first of all, if you don't win the title, you've had a failed season. But if you are going into a season where you're saying, or your board is not expecting you to win the title, you can't really be a contender in that sense, because if you don't, they will not say you failed for the season. If Liverpool did not win the title this season, or did not win a title set, they failed. It's a failed season for them, because they went into this season saying they will do a repeat or they will defend it.
That was
Yes,
back to
now
back.
that's why they
Yeah.
did all the buying. So it's a failed season for them. Even if they win, okay, they're even out of Carling Cup safe. So they can't even
Okay.
win that one.
So I think that's what's causing the issue, because our definition of contender is different. My understanding of what you are saying now is a contender is somebody that's, if it's in your objectives to win the league at the start of the season, you are a title contender. That's
No, no,
basically
no.
that's what.
So it's not just that one. It's not just that one. Because during the course of a season, you can have new contenders. But at the end of that same season that you have those new contenders, if they don't end up challenging for the title, you will say they were not there in the first place, or it was not their goal in the first place. That's how the conversation will be. So being a contender is there are some things that make up the soup. It's not just one thing.
Yeah, you're confusing me even more, but okay, it's fine.
No,
Because I
I'm
was
not
going to ask.
confusing
My
people
next
now.
question was going to be the season that Leicester won the league. Would you say they were title contender in that season?
No, they were
Because
not.
obviously their objective.
Yes, they
So
were not.
if you
They were not now.
okay,
Even
so it's
when they were
possible for
leading.
a team that is not a contender to win the league.
Wait now, when they were leading in December, people were even saying the table will still change. Abi they did not talk am. They said the table will still change. Everything will normalize. And they did there, the thing no normalize.
Okay,
The next season,
that's not.
What it can happen? No, so
we're back to square root.
no, it might even lead next season. But if you check it now, you see that as of December,
No, yeah, no,
if
I know, I get what you are saying. Yeah,
and they don't still rate them. They still they say no, these ones they'll come down.
that
They'll
season, I
come
think
down.
it was Arsenal I was chasing them last season. Anyway, let's not bring back. Let's not open old news. So, Spurs Fulham. Spurs Fulham. I think I'll go to a comment for this one. So Spurs lost to Fulham at the London Stadium. I'm sure that's Spurs' new stadium name, London Stadium, because it's White Hart Lane in my head. Anyway, they lost
London
to
Stadium is
West Ham.
West Ham Stadium.
West Ham.
It's new.
Please,
I think
can
they
you
call their
check?
own new White Hart Lane.
Oh, really?
How do
Let
they
me
call
check.
it? New White Hart Lane. Okay.
No, okay. Tottenham Stadium is Tottenham
New
Hotspur.
White Hart Lane.
You don't get name. I just see Tottenham Hotspur.
Really? Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's very creative. Man, okay. So where did New White Hart Lane come from? Because I'd have been well, I've heard that New White Hart Lane before, Sha. Maybe it was just like somebody saying it in one of these. Well, anywho, that's by the way. The fact is that they've had this terrible run where they don't do very well at home. I don't know if it's the pressure of that stadium since they entered, or if it's something else. But we saw them lose to Fulham in that stadium again. Right after they lost in the league to Arsenal at the Emirates. So it seems like Spurs are Spursing. Come on, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I suppose it's becoming a bit more now that now because their home form. Before it was like, oh, they're winning away games, but then their home games they're doing well. But now home form is also suffering. So this game, I think it was well, just at the start, Kenny Tete was a shot deflected back into the goal, and then Harry Wilson, that second goal, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it was funny. It was like comedy. So someone threw the ball down the wing. Yes, you carry on out of his box. Instead of him to clear the ball, and just normally every time you see that scene, his goalkeeper will kick it into the stands for a throwing, right? And maybe try and delay the restart so he can get back into his goal. But he held the ball there, and when he tried to clear it, he cleared it into the midfield.
Into midfield.
That was just part one of the stupidity. Part two was when the two centre backs that seen that their keeper was on the right wing, probably on the where the left back is supposed to be. None of them had the presence of mind to go onto the line and stay there. So when the Fulham player got the ball back, Harry Wilson just pointed, put it here for me. That one just rolled it to him. Because there was nobody in the goal, it was just an easy cross into the empty net. They were all staring at the goalpost like somebody's supposed to be there. But then obviously it wasn't there now. So and then after that point, the fans started booing Vicari every time he got the ball. And Thomas Frank was upset with that at the end of the game, and it was like no real sports fan would be playing their own player. So
I think
and
Spurs,
Kudus,
yeah, they're
go ahead.
having the same issue Manchester United is having. They don't know what they want. Because if they know what they want, they will create a plan and they will follow through with it. This Thomas Frank now that they brought, I saw a stat that the number of games he has played now, just into the season, compared to Postecoglou that was sacked. Postecoglou had more points than him, and they said Postecoglou was a failure as it is already. So Thomas Frank is already even behind. So Spurs don't know whether they want good football or they want results or they want to be a bigger club. They are not sure of what they want. So their stance keep changing every time. And that is the major problem with them. Because very soon now they will start saying this Thomas Frank is not playing attractive football because the results are not coming. When the results were still coming in, all of them were watching with one eye. They were enjoying it. Now things are turning left.
To be fair, to be fair, the football is not attractive now. Like if you, how they're not even, at least in some of the games that I've seen, they are not even creating chances. They are not even. If you are being, the football is not attractive. So you will not blame anybody that says, "Oh, they're not playing attractive football."
The
It's not
club
just the
has a
results.
long
The
way to go.
performances, some of them
So
have been terrible. Maybe they said it was Daniel Levy that was the problem. Levy, I said, okay, he has gone, but
I
still
like the fact that Daniel Levy
anyway.
left because at least Postecoglou gave him a trophy and two of them left together. So now they know he has delivered a trophy.
So anyway, so they are 12th on the table right now. So do you guys? How long do you guys think till Thomas Frank will now become? He will not be under significant pressure to improve the
The
team.
next match is at St. James Park.
No
Tottenham
pressure.
just win that stadium.
Funny enough, now those kind of match, if you still can't
But
turn
so
up
exactly,
It's
exactly.
possible,
St
yeah.
James's Park away from home, you know.
because I think it's
Away
that
from
kind of
Massive
home.
football.
challenge.
And there's not.
But
I
Newcastle
only
shot
say
at home.
the only
Yeah.
reason I'll give them is because probably Tottenham is I say Tottenham, Newcastle they'll probably be tired as well because they played a few games, on the
True,
spin.
true, true, true,
So
true.
there might be some jaded players there.
But
But
Spurs
yeah,
too. Is Spurs were tired as well, man. Maybe Spurs also played midweek Champions
yes,
League game.
yes. They
They've also
also
played
played
this
midweek.
weekend.
They also
Now they are also
lost
playing
again,
again.
5 goals more or less. So I don't. I mean, to be very honest, if you ask me to predict that game, I would say Newcastle will win.
Well,
So,
don't worry, you
but
predict it
yeah, we'll
soonest.
get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. I think we can now move to the Manchester United game. They won this game away from home at Crystal Palace. And I think it was a good win. Crystal Palace is a very good side. So to go to Selhurst Park and beat them, I think it was a good win. I see John shaking his head. So John, let's go to you. Your ex team.
What? Siam. What? Man you. So for me, it's not about the result because for teams, there comes a time where your performances are a better sign of progress than your results. For teams like maybe Man City and Liverpool now, we know they have a an idea of football and a standard that they can fall back to because they have like a system already that's working. Man U and maybe Tottenham, or let me just stick with Man U. Clubs like Man U don't have that, and they've not had that for a very long time. They have been going game to game and just looking for how to get the 3 points. Getting the 3 points is not going to be the issue because you need to create something that you can repeat, a system that you can repeat week in, week out. This match against Crystal Palace, it cannot work again. If they play that match again today, why you cannot win the match? Because that's not a play football. I'm telling you easily, if Man U had played most of their games the same way they played Arsenal, I think that was the first match of the season, and lost. If they play most of their game like that, people will tell you that, or people that really understand what Man U is trying to do, they will tell you that they're seeing something, they're seeing what Amorim is trying to build. But obviously, they are not, because even that Arsenal game is like he set up the game for a particular result. So he did not set it up like, okay, let us carry on this template. It doesn't work like that. Pep came his first year in England. He broke record, now his own record. He did not win any trophy for the first time in his career because he was trying to build something. Later on, things started happening. He was winning. Club came too. He was trying to build it. He will lose games, but losing games is not the issue because you know where you are going. But mind you, they just want 3 points. Don't worry, they will come again and play this rubbish. Crystal Palace, I think they said each time they've played a midweek game this season, they've not won in the league. So they are struggling with
Yeah,
their
squad
games
depth.
in
Yeah.
Euro and Premier League. Thursday games is affecting them somehow. But first half, that game could have easily gone Crystal Palace's way, but they were not taking their chances and it came to bite them back in the second half. the goals that Man U score, luck. It just came out of nowhere, luck. And I don't believe that will happen again. They can be happy and be celebrating now that they won, but their next game now, I think, is West Ham. Me, I don't see Man United doing something reasonable because they are just they are playing as if they are a string away from losing their confidence. That if they just lose another game, as if everything don't fail again. So what were they trying to build in the first place? That is the question for Amorim. So for me, not impressed at all. I would rather watch. I would rather watch Liverpool get beat by PSV 4-1 over and over again than watch that match.
Okay. So yeah, I think just the amount of pressure that Amorim has been under, he will take 3 points from anywhere. Like if you were just under immense pressure, even the press after the games, oh the system this, oh this that, the new signings, just a lot of so I think just putting myself in his shoes, I don't think he will mind whether it was a scrappy game, whether it was lucky or he was
It will not be. It will not
happy he got the
become.
3 points.
It will become tradition. It will become their way of life. It will not be minding. That's how it will be. It will not be minding. It will not be minding. Before you know, he's back where he began.
I can still sense some Manchester United love in your
No, because that's the
speech.
same way I feel
But
about
it's
Tottenham.
okay.
I was just saying it. I like the
Oh,
way
really?
Postecoglou was playing,
Okay.
but Postecoglou they didn't give him the chance, and yes, he was building something. He fell off a bit.
Please, Postecoglou was not building anything that way.
He
Jesus,
was.
what was
He
he
was.
building?
See,
They are in the league. What?
Why did not build it in Forest now?
I don't know.
no, they didn't give him chance. Now
Postecoglou
that
was
one,
not.
I don't know what
He was
happened.
not. He
You know,
didn't give
so
him chance to relegate them.
you would have shown them road to
Under
championship.
Amorim,
That's what it was constructing.
Bruh.
under Amorim, there's no time I can point to and say these were the good times for Manchester United. There's no time. When Postecoglou
You
came,
said it now, end of last season, the good times are coming.
but
You know, when he
are the
was
good times
preaching in the
The
come?
good times
stadium.
are still
Is
in
this the
front.
good times? These good times.
This season, our season are not finished now. Good time is still coming now.
See,
When
Man U
Postecoglou
fans
came,
were able to watch.
we saw
Man
the
U fans were able to
good
watch
times.
Arsenal
But people have
Chelsea in
forgotten that there was
peace.
injury. There were many things that, but that one is, they will say it's his own problem. He's a manager, you have to sort it out. You are building something, and well, don't worry.
Now,
We will
wow,
be
that's
here.
nice.
We will do another episode when they will start saying they want to sack him maybe next season or so. They're looking for another manager. We'll do another episode. We'll be here.
They already said he has 3 years now. That's what we're expecting
Now,
your
first
So,
Sir
thing they
Jim
did now.
Ratcliffe.
the
That's
thing
what he
with me is
said.
like you need to balance this your building that you are building now. You need to balance it with like results as well. So you want to take the team to say you want to take them to performing at 100%. You know that you not get there in one day. So, but you cannot keep them a club Manchester United size. You cannot keep them at 20-30% performing below the
I agree.
expected. You understand?
I agree,
So
but so far they have not been
while
balanced.
he's building,
I've
you
not
also need
seen
to be winning
any.
some games, right? It should not be in the bottom of the bottom half of the table struggling with the, people that we know will be at the bottom just because of the club size. So that's what I'm saying he will take the points, whether
Do you know?
like
Do you know that
the way
this
they played or
coach?
not. He will
Do you
take
know
the
that this
points.
coach in
He's buying himself more time.
his press conference before this match, he hinted at the fact that he doesn't have all the players he wants, yes, or he doesn't have players in the right positions. He still need players. After last season saying he doesn't have his players, they don't get to your so-called players. He still needs your so-called players again. I beg.
But it's true now. One transfer window is not going to be. It's still
True.
you
Yeah,
see
it's
it
not
more.
going to be
And if they're
enough now.
going to,
His coach
if
is
they're going to back him,
not
like they've
intelligent
said that they
enough.
will back him,
He can't.
they'll
He
still
can't.
have to give
He
him a
doesn't
bit
have
more.
But they also need to see
tactical
evidence that
ingenuity
this
to
one
use
is
these players.
ability they do.
Should be has given people 3 points yesterday. Is that no evidence enough? If they try now, lying.
No, now so it's across the
No, no.
so it's
So
across the season. So
Well,
okay,
good luck,
this
man. I
the
wish
style
person
that
them
he
good
wants to
luck.
play, it's going to be very difficult to get Manu to play like that. A lot of time and a lot of players will have to change. So yes,
Good
I
luck
don't
to
think
him because
I don't think that
I
style he
don't know.
wants to play is suited to Man
I
U.
pity the next
But
manager
the
that's
board
coming in.
has seen it, deemed it fits that okay, yes, we've signed him, let's stick with him. So if they're going to stick with him,
Can't
might
get
as
them.
well go fully, you know, give him his
Yeah.
time, give him the funds, give him his players, give him all control, let him do what he wants to do. So you cannot say, I didn't have enough time or they didn't allow me to chase his player away or whatever. He has done all he wants to do. So fire down. If they say 3 years, give him the 3 years, whatever happens. So I
Uh,
mean, for me, I think the worst
okay.
side
Well,
has gone because now people have the expectancy, like the expectation of Man United now is not as it's not as great as it used to be.
yeah,
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 people
yeah.
are now getting used to the fact that United is a meetable team. So people like Gary Neville, they will still tell us how Man U is, wonderful team. But everybody else knows that that was then. Now people are now meetable. So him now he has that small release of pressure there. So let him, like you said, you're right. So you guys are right. The system is not working. This game, the game he won against Palace was the one of they play it again. And if Palace players were fit, they probably not win that game. But at least he got the 3 points. So yeah, on to the next ones for
Yeah.
him as far as anybody else is concerned.
I don't,
That's
I don't, I
nothing
don't think
to
he
me
would
about.
mind the one bit. That 3 points. He love those 3 points. And, especially away from home at Crystal
Coming
Palace,
back
that
from
been doing
behind
quite
as
well.
well. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think we have, um, back to Liverpool now. Uh, where do we start with Liverpool? Because midweek they lost at Anfield to PSV. You know, a I don't know the words to describe that defeat, but uh, they lost very convincingly. At Anfield in the Champions League. Then there was a lot riding on this game against West Ham. So yeah, I wanted to comment. So to take us through that game.
Well, yes, true. Champions League game in the middle in music was horrible. PSV. PSV, I think that we used PSV to gather form. We collect to 4-1. But yeah, I don't want to do too much on that one, like you said. So, but the Premier League game is went with Isak, the best Salah for the first time in God knows how many games now. I think 53, 54 games, or 54 games in a row he has been starting. Now, now comes the time where sits on the bench. As the coach, he was like, Salah played so many games. Give us the same excuse of he's tired. So many games back to back. He has to rest. I thought was saying, but then he went with who was it? Was it? Verts played on. Yeah, I think Verts played and
I
then
think
Gakpo played as well. And then
yes.
Isak was through the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and Isak got his first
Mm-hmm.
Premier League goal. Um, so this game was a good game for Liverpool because no mistakes defensively. They didn't have too much to do. Konate well, he looked solid. Him and Van Dijk, they looked good. Um, and then it also helped that in the 83rd minute when they looked like okay, let's try and battle for a point even if we are losing because we're at home. Paqueta decided to go and take his bath early. Because his teammates, everybody, like the whole stadium was begging him to, stop antagonizing the referee after he had already been given a yellow for dissent. He just kept on and on and on. Was like, I don't want to play again. Send me off. That's what it looked like to me because there's nothing anybody else would tell me what's going on there. Everybody had begged him, his teammates, opposition, players, the referee,
Yeah.
all everybody. But he still insisted that he wanted to get that red card, and he got it on the left. And then Gakpo finished the game off 2-0. So Liverpool hope that, they can now start building some sort of momentum from this game. Isak didn't finish the game. He played 60 minutes or so. Ekitike came on. He didn't do too much, but they got the 3 points, kept a clean sheet, so they can start building on this. So yeah, that was it for me.
Yeah, I think it was a good game. Something that surprised me was just the missed chances. Isak missed a few chances before he scored in the second half. He had some chances in the first half that normal Isak from last season, he would bury. I think that like one or two, and I was like, what's going on with this guy? But
Then the one
kudos
he
to him.
scored
So
was
I
not an
didn't.
easy chance at all. That's a goal that's
Yes,
probably
first time
only
like
Isak can score.
just swiveled and
That's,
yeah, like
and the spin on the
you
ball,
know,
the ball started outside the goal and went inside.
it was a very, very, very good
Very
goal.
good goal, one
I
touch
think it
finish.
was at the point where like, let me shoot it. Maybe I've been missing since. So yeah, I will miss this one. Don't worry. Let me
True, because
shoot it.
you can't say that. But it was the finish, the
Uh,
quality of that finish was a very good finish.
Salah scored on like that earlier in the season now. When he like we have been seeing him sky his efforts and shooting wide. And there was this ball that came to him. I think he's on his right foot. So he was just like, let me shoot this ball, and he hit it, and he scored. So anyway, I think it was a good game. What I enjoyed was Slot is now finally doing like he's making what's it called uh like tough decisions, because I've been saying this since you don't have the luxury of playing Salah the way the team is playing. You don't have the luxury of playing somebody that will not offer you much in defense. If not for anything, drop him, make a statement to the rest of the team that come. If you don't play well, you don't have a what's it called? A You don't have a uh, nailed on spots in the team if you don't play well. All right. So I think, let's see him make those decisions, and fingers crossed. I still have not changed my mind towards Liverpool. I don't think they're going to have a good season. Although looking at the table, that the difference between where they are to top four is not plenty. They're like 4 points. So I don't know, but it's not a lot. But let's see if they can, string a couple of wins together and move on it. Fingers crossed that it doesn't happen anyway. So, John, I have to ask you about Liverpool's game this weekend. I know you've been a Liverpool advocate on this podcast. So this their
Okay.
win. This their win. I'm sure it hits the right spots for you. So what's your take on the game?
Mm, Not much different from my previous takes on Liverpool, because this match, apart from the personnel changes that he made, maybe because of the midweek game, December rotation, blah blah blah, they still played, or at least they started the game the same way they started previous game that they lost, and it still felt like if those guys have scored a goal, it will have affected their confidence because they were still shaky, but they still did the things they needed to do. They're creating chances, but that confidence it will not come back once. The win will be good for their confidence because that is the main thing. But for the play, it was basically like what I've seen before. The only difference is the opponent did not kill their confidence with a goal, or did not make them sweat enough. They scored the second goal in the dying minutes. Good thing to see. But the next game now, I feel like Salah will start, and I would like to see how that dynamic will play out. So yeah, that's just it.
So for you, Salah is starting because you feel like he was dropped to rest him, not that you know his performances have
Yeah.
not been
So
up
I
to
feel like yes,
par.
that's why he was dropped. If he doesn't start during the week, then we will know that the coach made that decision for say yes, he wants to try something different. Because it's very easy to say he's trying something different now. But if you see Salah back in the lineup,
Yeah, that's a
it's
good
just
point.
a case of he was resting him. Yes, Salah needs a break, and also Salah will soon go for what's it called, Nations Cup. So
Of
maybe he's
course,
even
yeah.
trying to get the team acclimatized to playing without Salah. So let's just see. This midweek game will tell a lot.
So while you were off, I actually said to Kome that I think he dropped Salah because of Salah's performances, because he's been non-existent, and I thought he was trying something new in this game. And that's what I've been saying on the previous episodes. That my issue with Liverpool is that they are doing the exact same things, and the results are not coming. So why not do something different? So when I saw like Vets starting there, I was like, okay, uh let's see how this one is going to play out, right? And I think I think Vets had a very good game. I think there were even he created some chances that on on another day, he would have had,
That's
you
good.
know,
But it's not on the manager.
exactly.
It's not on the manager that he was
So
not able. West was not available, so he could not use in those games. Gomez too,
no,
on and on.
I'm just saying. But aside from that, so are you saying that when Salah has Zabier since the reason they kept on playing him there is because there was nobody in the whole squad that can play that place, you know.
So no,
So
basically, there's no replacement for Salah in that team now. They don't have a what's it called, a right winger. So it's even makeshift. So you can see what he did this
I
weekend
would say
was
play another person there. Should that we play was like playing the play another. Anyway, no, let's not get into this Liverpool thing. But my own is just
no. He
let's
could
see
play another
something
in there
different.
now, but
Let's see something
they
different.
didn't have any presence on the right. Most of the attack from that right side came from Gomez. So Bosley and Vets were virtually playing as 2 10s. There was no right winger. There was no right wing outlet. So that's the
Yeah.
problem Liverpool have. They don't have a replacement like right winger.
Even
So
the goal came from they were building up
Gomez.
on the left side. Gakpo, I think it was Vert that played Gakpo in. Gakpo now cut it back for Isak. And
Oh
so
yes,
yeah, there was
yes.
nobody, holding down that right hand side of the attack. It was just like Vert was floating everywhere.
But at least when you are defending, there's also no like gap
There's no
because
yes. I
you know
understand
he's
that, but when you're
staying
defending,
up the
everybody
pitch
will come and
and the
work.
person is not
Yes.
coming back because he wants to
Mm.
score. My own is just do something different. Let's see that okay, you are trying to find solutions to anyway. Let's see. Me, I'm not convinced as of yet.
No.
Let's see.
Let's see now. The midweek game will tell a lot.
Let's see.
If Salah starts,
Mhm.
it's just a case of resting him.
And
In my
if he
own opinion.
starts, I'm more anyway. On the next episode, we'll see. Um, yeah, so I think that's it for the game. I was very unhappy that Liverpool won, but you take these things as they come. Fingers crossed they lose the next game. So the last game we're going to be looking at from the weekend is your uh, best club in the world, according to John, Brighton.
They're not the best club in the
They
world,
went to.
but they are one of the
They are getting there.
well-run clubs in the world. Well-run clubs.
Okay. Anyway, so we saw one of the best run clubs in the world beat Forest at home by 2 goals. I take us through it now. I know you have a bit to say on the game.
No, not much. You know,
It was a
for
routine victory. Nothing much to see.
yes, not necessarily a routine victory, but it just turns out to be like anytime Brighton plays sort of teams that I would say they are in their brackets or their mates, and put it like that. I sort of expect Brighton to do well in those games because a team like Nottingham Forest now they like playing or they do well against bigger teams that want to come out and attack. So Sean Dyche knows how to play against that. But for teams that they are sort of going to do maybe what he would do and a little bit of technical attachments or technical touches here and there, the game will now be different. So Brighton will do well in those games. Not much to say about the game, but just my boys. It's a normal stuff, man.
Well, congratulations. Let me see where they are on the table actually.
Fifth.
So
Alright, okay, don't check it again.
What will be okay? Yes. European positions. You mentioned it in the last episode.
Fifth.
Nice. Congratulations. Brighton going for the title. Okay. Yes, I think that wraps it up for the weekend preview. Like we said, the number of games that happen midweek as well. So I think now is a good time to just run through those games. Literally, these players are not having a day's rest. They're going to be playing back to back to back to back to back. But we love it. Where do we start? Okay, so the first game we'll look at is Fulham Man City. So Fulham is going away at Man City. Remember, Fulham just they picked up a win this weekend. They beat Spurs. So Kome, let's start with you. What do you think? Who do you think will come out with 3 points?
The difficult game to call. So Fulham is at home actually. City are the ones going to Craven Cottage.
Yes.
Well, one would think that City would win that game. The quality that they have. Haaland has blanked in about. It's not 2 games now. Well,
I can't
if
think
you
of
include
this
if you
weekend.
include the 3, if you include Champions League, it's 3.
Yes.
So no goals from Haaland. So he's bound to resume his normal work anytime soon. So
I think some
Fulham, they
people
don't
triple
exactly
counted him
defend.
against Leeds.
Yeah, but a lot of people would have done that because it's Leeds. But then he didn't even get. He just completely blanked, which was a sign that City, there are still ways to go for them. And then at the end of that game, if you noticed, Pep, in his usual fashion, went to meet Haaland on the pitch and was coaching him there so that the whole world will see. Don't know what he's telling him there now. That's Oga started to score goal.
Wait, what do you mean by coaching it that you want to see? What does that mean? Explain.
He used to do it now. Last week against who was it that they played? That was fighting with the cameraman. Teacher in Premier League too. When did they lose or did they draw? I think they drew the game. I can't remember.
Was it not the Newcastle game?
Yes, it's the Newcastle game. They lost the game.
It was the
They went to
Newcastle
the pitch
game.
and
It was the Newcastle game.
was antagonizing
He
somebody
likes
that
to
was
host things,
recording the
because-
match for us at home to watch. That one. He's not coach, he's not player. Then today now against Leeds, they managed to win 3-2. It was, Alan self was asking him, they were going at it, normal discussion, but I'm like, this Pep Sha, you have your own wahala. But anyway, Fulham, even though they are beating Spurs, the last game, they don't look very. Their defense is not the best, So they will give Man City chances. As if Man City will take them, that we'll find out tomorrow.
chances, okay. We have this
yeah,
guy
they
there
will.
in their backline.
Ooh,
What was this
Gavin
guy's name that we
Bassey.
have in their backline? Bassey,
Is
yeah,
it?
that is sagging his shots. Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin Bassey,
Gavin Bassey. Hope is in the attack now. The thing with Man City is that they will give you chances too offensively. The goal that
Actually.
Leeds scored, Nunes intercepted the ball and it was as if he laid it on the plate for Cavani to score again. I'm like, okay. So the way they play, there will be chances on both sides, but Man City have more quality, so I'm assuming that it will shine through and they will win. So I would say
Fulham,
City,
you can do this. You can do this.
City, yes. So me, I'm rooting for
Narrow City
Fulham.
win.
I'm rooting for Fulham, but I'm taking City will win.
Chukwueze is there too now.
Chukwueze was disturbing Tottenham on Saturday.
Yeah.
He disturbed them very well. So if it's
No,
a Nuri that
that's-
is facing, or if it's who will be on the side, it will be a
O'Reilly.
Nuri now if he's fit, or O'Reilly. So yeah, we'll see. But it will be that's a game for me to watch. I want to see what happens in that game. Because I think something might happen for Fulham. But yeah, I will see back Man City to win. See, I'll say 2-1 City.
2-1. Okay. 2-1 City. John, let's quickly get your predictions. City wins.
Let me go with Comet 2-1 to City.
Maybe it's like we'll not allow you to say what somebody has said. That's a very Kobe has said 2-1. You can go a win as well, but you can't say 2-1. Look for
Why
that.
can you not say 2? You can say 2 if you feel like that was the score now.
No, I will say 2-1.
Correct score is among now. If it's correct score, correct score has points now.
I don't see Man City scoring plenty goals now. Man City, they don't play well enough
That's the thing. They're not
to
looking like
score a
they're
lot,
not looking rampant like they do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
but they can still
Okay.
shock us. They
So
can still
my own
shock us.
prediction.
True.
That's why I'm going for a shocking prediction. Oh, it's not even shocking. There is Man City.
Give it
So
to
I think
us.
Haaland is going to be like on it this game. So I'm predicting a Haaland hat trick in this match. 3 goals from early
Lovely.
goals. All the goals that he has not scored for us the
He will
past
score
few
everything
games, he will score
tomorrow.
it
No
against Fulham.
problem. He's my
Yes.
captain
Because of this
permanently.
thing that
So
you say,
anything is
I'm
still
removing
favor me.
Alan as my captain.
You will remove him as a captain. So what I'm trying to say,
Yes.
I will
Yes.
have you know that I have made solid predictions on this show. I will have you know. Go and make your findings. Anywho, that's my prediction. So I'm predicting 3-1. I think they will score Man City. But I think Man City will have too much firepower for them. I saw their players, Mamouche. Man City have really good attacking players, though, and they have them playing.
All those attacking players is not his name. See now, Savinho, when they send Savinho, what has he done since he
Well,
came now?
true.
We not hear anything again.
True.
Mamouche,
Players that
Frankfurt, the ones
we
since he
don't
came,
know
what has
when
he
they
done?
will
Mamouche
play.
was actually quite good last season, though.
That season has passed now. What is surpassing? What have
Well,
we done this season?
true.
Shake bang like this, we have not seen.
But I think none of them, they're not playing consistently enough to build any kind of momentum, like personal momentum. That okay, like play into good form. He's always chopping and changing, 10 changes from, Kadula said, he has his own that he's doing him. Anywho, so predictions 2-1, both of you, and 3-1. Everybody goes for a City win. Fair enough. Newcastle Spurs. Newcastle is at home to Spurs. Let's start from John.
Newcastle to win 3-1. Straight up.
Remember that Spurs, they have an okay away record.
You want them to
3-1.
sack Thomas Frank
I
without your
don't care. I'm
predictions.
done.
And this guy Colomwani now, he's scoring goals for fun. Remember that.
Scoring goals against his
I
parent
just
club, which
bench
one is for fun? It's his
now.
parent club he score.
Fantasy.
When he enter
I
PSG,
don't
remember how to
now.
score goals. He has left PSG now. He will not score any goal again, you see. So if they lose that game, they would
3-1.
have lost
They go
against
collect.
Arsenal, lost against PSG, lost against Fulham, and then lost against Newcastle. 4 losses on the spin. That's what you are predicting for Thomas Frank. Okay.
Yes,
Well,
so.
I agree
Yes,
with you,
so.
Sha. Yeah, I agree. I think Newcastle will beat them. I don't think Spurs will score a goal because Newcastle defense is very strong. So me, I would say 2-0 Newcastle. That was my prediction.
Okay. 2-0 Newcastle. I think Spurs will score just because they away from home they do much better than they are doing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So, and they both played Champions League. They both played this weekend. So, I don't think either of them will keep a clean sheet. Because tired minds, and both of them don't have particularly large squads. So, anyway, I 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 Spurs. 2-1 Spurs. 2-1 Spurs. I think Spurs will win that. Spurs, don't disappoint me. But anyway, Arsenal Brentford. Let's start with Kome here.
So I think we are overdue a clean sheet.
Saliba back.
That's depending on who's fit and
So
everything.
it's a
But
minor
it's
injury.
Brentford we are playing, and we are playing
So
at
I
home.
don't know if he's going to be back.
Hopefully Saliba is back for that one because he said it was minor, was a knock. So Arteta in his normal fashion, not tell us what's going on. Say they will scan. Once that will come and see surprise when match day squad comes out. But that notwithstanding, Arsenal supposed to, tidy this Brentford. Brentford, they like to struggle. They have been doing well recently. You got Thiago, who I forgot to put in my team. I wanted to score the brace. He will be there looking to capitalize on any mistakes, but I think Arsenal will have too much for Brentford, especially at the Emirates. So, and then, well, like I said, we need a clean sheet. It's been too many games now without a clean sheet. So I would say 2-0 Arsenal.
Hmm. Should I give you my
You're thinking. Yes, now. Of course. Love to hear it.
I'm going for a 1-1 draw. If Saliba
Wonderful.
if Saliba doesn't play that match, if the defense line is still going to be those guys, I think Igor Thiago will relish his chances because he's a big enough guy to cause them trouble and is in a good form. So I'll say 1-1.
Okay. I'll go for 3-0. 3-0 Arsenal. So we have some attacking players coming back. Eucharist is back. I even saw Jesus on the bench. Madueke is back. Martinelli is back. At least there's some. Odegaard is back. So we will score goals. It's just the defense that is worrying me a bit. But we're at home, so I'm sure the team will defend as a unit. They will not put too much pressure on Mosquera and Capia. Even if Saliba is not fit, I would never want them to play Saliba if he's not 100% fit. If he has not fully recovered,
Exactly.
I don't want them to rush him back for Brentford. So but I think we should have enough in the team to beat Brentford regardless. So I'm going for 3-0. We need a clean sheet at this point, like Coleman said. So I'm sure the whole team will get the message from the manager. And, should be fairly straightforward. Fingers crossed. Brighton Villa. So John, we'll come to you first for this. Your
Brighton who?
best strong club in the world. Going to Brighton Villa. Brighton is at home actually.
Aston Villa is picking up steam. I'll go for 2-2 draw.
Your best club in the world will draw. Now, wow. You're not showing a lot of faith.
No. Aston Villa is a good side now, so I have to respect
Aston Villa.
Yes.
Wolves that everybody has been spanking. It's 1-0, they beat Wolves.
No, you said Brighton Villa now. Or is it Brighton Wolves?
Yes. No, it's Brighton Villa. But what's it called? Villa just played Wolves and they beat Wolves 1-0 at home. So
It can happen.
thinking,
Man City beats Leeds 3-2 at home too.
no, I'm just
You got the W is the main thing.
I'm just pulling John's legs. Whether he will change his prediction.
No, I'm not changing it. I'm not changing it.
Welbeck is not going to score
I'm
hat-trick.
sticking with the 2-2. If it's Aston Villa, 2-2. They have enough to punish anybody. 2-2.
Okay.
And it's because Brighton is at home. That's why I'm saying 2-2. If Brighton was away, I might even say 2-1 to Villa.
Well, me, I think Aston Villa will beat Brighton away. So I'll say 3-1. 3-1 Villa.
Yepa.
Yes, that's my prediction.
I love it. There should be goals this December because many games
I think Brighton win at home.
and the fatigue.
Yeah, so
There'll be goals, Sha.
this is where the players will start to
So I'll go
forget,
for 3-2.
start to lose guard. So goals will come outside.
Yes, fatigue. Yeah. So 3-2 Brighton. Brighton will beat them at home. But there'll be goals on both sides. That's why I think.
Okay.
Leeds Chelsea. I will start this one. Leeds, Chelsea. Chelsea away to Leeds.
Hmm.
I'm going to be very bold with this prediction.
Ah.
I'm very bold with this prediction. It's going to be a draw. Leeds, Chelsea, it's going to be a draw.
That's not bold now.
They're going to draw that game.
If you not see Liverpool Leeds, you beat Chelsea. What is that
I
one?
want to go for I want to go for a Leeds win, but let
They're
it
not
be
bold
like
enough.
so. I'm going for a draw.
No, go for a lead win now. It is
Let's
this
go for a
period that this
draw.
kind of thing will happen. If you shock everybody,
Ah.
so go for it. Go for it.
You know what?
There's nothing wrong.
So my gut feeling is a draw. My gut feeling is a draw because what they put into that game, is like they gave a lot. They played their hearts out literally. So although
They
they
get
have
players.
Palmer back, like I don't know if he's going to start that game. Yeah. So, but anyway, I'm going to stick to my prediction. A draw.
And what's the
Let's go
score?
to Come first. The draw. 0-0.
Yeah?
That's my prediction. 0-0.
That
So
is a very
I was going
good
to say
prediction.
draw
Yes.
before.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say draw
That's
before.
my
I
gut
don't think. I think I was going to say 2-2. Well, I think Chelsea will edge it. So I'll say 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay.
Okay, John.
Bold
What?
prediction from you to think that Chelsea will not score or Leeds will not score. Chelsea have a very
I want you people beforehand. I want you people
yes,
beforehand.
no, it's good, very bold. If it happens, I think we deserve one bottle of Cavo. So me,
Nice one.
I'm going with the
I will
Chelsea
hold
victory.
you. I will hold you to your promises. Thank God this is being
Yes,
recorded.
I'm going to
You have my
a
address.
Chelsea victory 4-1.
Oh, nice one.
Hmm.
Nice one.
Ah,
Okay,
though.
see how the
4-1.
predictions are very far apart. It makes it interesting. Okay. So, John, I think it's you. We'll start with you here. Liverpool Sunderland. Your good football Liverpool versus Sunderland. I also playing
Liverpool Sunderland at Anfield, right?
at Anfield. Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I'll go with
Anfield, the
another
fortress.
2-0. I'll go with another 2-0. And it will be I'm expecting it to be this kind of match again where they'll be guiding. They'll be everybody just don't punch me, sneak in one goal. Don't punch me, sneak in one goal. That's the kind of match it will be. So 2-0.
Okay. 2-0 Liverpool. Okay, come here. What's your
Hmm.
prediction for that?
Sunderland, they play the football that Slot does not like. Gidigbo football. Because they're just coming from they beat Bournemouth 3-2. Came back from 2 goals down to beat Bournemouth 3-2. So they are full of confidence. And everybody knows that Anfield this season is not the Anfield that we know. So anything can happen there. That being said, it's the Liverpool. I don't think Sunderland will lose that much. I don't think so. Let me see. No. I will have to go with Liverpool. So 2-1 Liverpool. I will not keep clean sheet. Liverpool, Sunderland will score.
So I'm going for a Sunderland win, 3-1. No surprise.
Yeah, I'm going to be very bold. Okay, you're not bold with this one.
Yes. This one is not even bold. This one
It's not Martin.
but
3-1 for Sunderland.
Sunderland.
As well, if it's a bet on how those bookmaker, they will like you very well. So
No problem. People are keeping score. We'll see the score at the end of the season. No problem. It's fine. So
Who is in the lead now?
Give me a sec. You are in the lead.
Okay.
You're in the lead by 1 point.
Thank you very much.
Myself and John are tied.
We need to even know how this
Oh,
how we are getting the point. Is it 1 point for every right
It's
score or 1 point for every match
one.
outcome?
Is match outcome. I'm not even using right score because the right
I,
score
that
really
was, I
counts.
told you
That's
that, and I
I
say
told
if you do
you
correct
really
score is supposed to carry
counts.
2 points, then outcome 1 point.
Exactly.
Because if you predict the right scores,
So
you should be
if the score is
you have it.
accurate,
Yes,
But
no.
you need extra
nobody has
point.
predicted the correct score so far since we
That
started.
means
Because I
we have
have
not
like
gotten
I'm looking
bonus
at
points for it
actuals
then.
results, so it's fine.
Uh-huh.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So we can, if people want us to do correct score, we can start it today. I mean this week.
Now the
Yeah,
correct
no,
score
because
me and the
nobody has
target.
gotten it before,
So
so
Me
it's
I
nobody
want
fine.
the
has done correct score.
voila.
Okay, that's a good strategy.
So for the final game, at least not
Yeah.
the final game, the Thursday game, United v West Ham. Let me just go ahead and predict. I think United we beat West Ham. They're at home. Yeah, West Ham. I don't know what's wrong with West Ham. They're
The
always
Paqueta.
up and down. Today they will perform, tomorrow they will not. I still think that the first goal will determine how the game will go. But I think United, I keep saying that they will build from their confidence, but then they will go and lose. Although they lost against Everton. But this one, let me see what they can do. I would say Mbemo should do it for me now. Is in my team. 2-0, 2-0. Man U. 2-0.
Then you do it for me.
Yeah. So I
Yes,
think
now.
United will beat West Ham as well. Um, ah,
Me, I don't think so. Me,
I'll go
I
for
don't
one
think
zero.
so.
1-0 win.
No, I think me. I even think both teams will score.
So, I think West Ham will come to
And
Old Trafford and beat them. Okay, that's not bad.
yes, I think so because of how they are playing recently. Because of how they are playing, not because of even the results they got. And how they are playing is from the Everton game
Oh, because of how West
to
Ham is playing, or
they
because of
got a
how
draw.
Man U
Yeah,
is playing.
both teams, to be fair.
So no, West Ham is that one. Like you said, up and down, up and down. Today they might do something okay, tomorrow bad. With this Paqueta madness now that happened, it can spark something in them because that's how Goyi went to slap somebody in Everton. He gingered them to beat Man U. Now so the thing they start. Me, I'm going for a
How much is
Western win,
Ginger?
2-1.
Paqueta was just stupidity. West Ham win 2-1. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's all this your prediction. If you ever think
Yeah, those are
about
all the video games.
reconsidering your position and going back to Man U, their fans will not allow you. So just make sure Brighton is
No,
doing
I'm not.
very
I'm
well
not going back there.
for
I
the
think
foreseeable
I think
future.
that ship has sailed. That
I'm
ship
not
has
going back
sailed a
there.
long time ago.
If anything, if I go
I don't
support
think it's
any
gonna come out here.
big club again, I think go dey support what's it they call am? Barcelona safe. People they support Barcelona
That's
or Bayern Munich. Na those kind of club I go dey support. Or I stick with my Brighton. And one day when we win the Premier League, you guys will be here.
Mm. Okay, no problem.
good luck. Good luck with
We have
that.
been waiting for long, so we know how it feels.
Oof.
Ah.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we've talked through um, most of what has happened um, during the week with the Champions League, at least with the big six in the Premier League, and the games this weekend. Um, some really interesting results, like we've said, and apparently Chelsea is in the title race. You know, stopped Arsenal from extending the lead. Even further. So I think it was a good weekend of football all around. You could tell with the big teams that the midweek games in Champions League sort of impacted performances across board. But I think these big teams, that's why they are set up the way they are set up to be able to cope with these fixtures. So no excuses. we expect the best, whether you play Champions League during the week or not. So let's see how the major fixtures this week pan out. So we're recording this on Sunday. So we're recording this on Monday. There are midweek games on Tuesday. So we'll probably put this out on Tuesday morning. So by the time this is out, there will probably already be some games going on. So let's see how the games turn out, and we'll be back, next week with a review of these fixtures and a preview of the upcoming fixtures as well. So with that, I think we are done for this episode. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And feel free to drop your comments. If you've heard anything, excuse me, if you've heard anything from John or Kome that you don't agree with, please feel free to shout out in the comments. I know I'm saying your mind, so I'm sure you agree with everything that I say. So John and Kome, please, I'm sure they will be eager to respond to your comments. And share this. Just show love and support on whatever platform that you are watching or listening, and we'll appreciate it. Any final words from you guys, Kome, John?
Just like you said,
Same time,
thanks
same
for
place, next
watching
week.
the video. Thanks for liking and subscribing. So we'll see you guys in the next one.